There's a part of this job that no one speaks about. The part that has nothing to do with pre-production, being on set, or even using the cameras. But the part between calling wrap and actually sitting down to edit. That could be renaming and organizing the files, hunting for assets, or just cutting through hours and hours of talking head footage to create a first draft. A lot of the time, that isn't creative work, but you do end up using a hell of a lot of energy just to get through all of it. So over the past several months, I've been using Claude to handle 3 specific things in my post-production workflow. And this isn't an attempt to replace any creative decisions or even try to take over my job. It's just clearing a path so I can actually spend the time doing the things that actually needs my input. Let's be real, AI is everywhere right now, and you can't go a day without using, seeing, or hearing about it. And for the most part, people tend to do the same thing with AI, sending emails, researching, creating videos of rabbits bouncing on trampolines. And as great as those things are, what I want to show you in this video is some things you probably haven't thought about. And make sure you stick around to the end because the last one I only discovered recently and it is absolutely blowing my mind. So let's start at the beginning. You've just got back from a shoot and you've packed all your equipment away. All the different media sources from the devices you used. And if you're anything like myself, before you actually get into the project, you like to organize your footage into different folders. So you have your A roll in one folder, your B roll in another folder. That could be split to screen recordings, drone shots, voiceovers, whatever it is, it's all organized so that when you get into DaVinci Resolve, Final Cut, Premiere Pro, whatever it is, you can just go straight into editing because you know exactly where everything is. So let's dive into how we can actually start organizing these files. First thing you're going to see is just loads of clips. So this is from, I think there's both FX3 and FX6 footage in here. Loads and loads of clips. I think there's 160. Cool. I know from just shooting this, we have training footage, we have stretching footage, talking footage, and then some stuff on the phones, the different app stuff. So I'm going to tell Claude, I want you to organize these files into different folders. There's a variety of footage from training, stretching, app usage, and talking heads. Using those titles, can you put each of those clips inside the relevant folders? And if there's anything else that doesn't quite make sense or doesn't fit into any of those folders, create a new folder called Other. Because the file names don't indicate what is in each clip, I'll say to use a visual reference instead of any of those options. So now it's going to go through and visually look at all those clips and understand what is what. I'm not going to lie, I was a bit sus initially because this seemed a bit too easy, but I guess it's a simple task that doesn't really require much brain power. So it's shown all of it's working and how it's used it, using the visual references from the thumbnails, blah, blah, blah. Cool. I mean, it's done it. Just like that. So app usage, C, yeah. It's them using the app. Talking bits, C, in here, yeah. I mean, that's not even talking right at the very beginning and it's still getting it. So that's quite impressive. And then lastly, we have the trainings. Oh gosh, there's a lot of training clips. I guess that's kind of a dud, but it's right there. Yeah, nice. Running, slow motion running. What we've got later down here. I just think that's the end of the workout. Maybe a little high five. Yeah, little tide shots. Yeah, it's done it well. Lunges. That's pretty much all I need. I just prefer going into the edit of everything organized. It just saves you a bunch of time in the long run. So now that you've got the admin sorted, next is building the timeline. Now I do want to preface this straight away by saying this isn't something that I would use or even want to use in every scenario, but when you have this kind of non-creative edits, almost like this YouTube video where you have a core structure, this comes in clutch, and that is having Claude Cowork create a fully edited first pass timeline. Yes, you heard me correctly, a fully edited where it's chopped up your clips, put it in order in the exact way you want it, and you're kind of good to start from there. And how it works is super simple. All you're gonna do is drop all of your footage onto the timeline, all the talking heads, make sure if you have multiple angles, you've already stacked them and linked to those clips, all the different audio sources, everything that you need as that main kind of core structure, have that in the timeline. Then you're going to export the XML of that timeline and export the audio transcription of that timeline. Once you've done that, give that to Claude as well as a brief, whether that's a full script or just like a brief so it can kind of take creative control, and it does it for you. In this video I made last week, it was nearly an hour of recording for a video that was only 13 minutes long. And that's from me tripping over my words, looking at my notes, all that extra fluff that just creates the video being really long. I don't want to sit through all of that. So I had Claude go through it, and the first pass it gave me was this. And of course it's not perfect, it's not ready to go straight away, there's always some issues when you do text-based editing, but as a starting point, this saved me so much time. And just before we get into this last point, I'm curious on how much of this you already knew, or if any, or if there's other ways that you've been using AI that most people aren't, I'd love them to know, so please drop it down in the comments. Moving on to the last way that Claude has been blowing my mind, and that is being my asset genie. So I'm sure you've seen AI platforms create basic things like PowerPoints, spreadsheets, Word documents, kiddie stuff. But what about creating custom motion graphics or effects for DaVinci Resolve, or even fully built Instagram carousels on Photoshop? Yes, it can do that. And this is where it really blew my mind because I'm a camera guy at first, I can capture good images, I can light things well, I can make things sound good, but the whole coding and that side of it, That's not for me. Now, I don't actually know how this works. I don't know how Claude is kind of going into these actual platforms and making things. Yeah, very clever. No idea how it works. But getting started with the Photoshop example. Oh, let me start the screen recording. So I created a document with a bunch of information for carousels. You know, what's my front cover? What's the on slide 2, 3, 4, all the way down for, I think, 7 different carousels. I then took that document, put it into Claude and said, using these fonts as this is my style, and using these previous carousels, the ones I've already made as a reference, can you build me a new carousel? So all I have to do is drop the photos in. Well, let me show you what Claude cooked up. So it doesn't quite make a Photoshop file, but instead it makes a Photoshop script, or a script that you can open on Photoshop. So go to browse. So I'll go to File, Scripts, Browse, and then here it's called Build JC or Build Carousels.jsx. Put that in, and then I don't know what this means. The command delete is currently available, but ignore that. And then it does this. So this is real time what it's doing. I haven't sped this up. It's literally building the carousel in front of me. So again, I don't know how it does this. It's not going through, like, it's not making me a Photoshop document, whatever it is. Maybe you're watching this and you know how this works. I'd love to know. So please let me know in the comments below. But this is pretty cool. And then as the end result, this is pretty much good to go. All I technically need to do is just put my photos in, and I haven't touched anything in the document yet, obviously hiding the layers, but it's done all of the, can I hide that? Yeah, there we go. It's done all of the different sections. So the different pages where I'm talking about the different things. I'll probably tidy this up a bit because it's still not quite in my style of how I like things. But for the most part, the information is there, the general look, the aesthetic, it's all there. And that didn't take me long at all. It saves me having to copy and paste all the different layers with the different placement. It does so much of it for me. And what, that took 2-3 minutes? It would have taken a lot longer if I'd done that myself. And then going into Resolve. For the longest time, I've really wanted a kind of CRT vintage effect on my footage. For times, I kind of want it to look like a VHS camera, but I don't want to commit to using a VHS camera in case we need to use it for other things. And I was like, surely it's not too hard to create. I've bought a few different packs and they work-ish, but it doesn't quite create the look that I wanted. So I just said, hey, Claude, can you create this effect? You know, I sent it a bunch of different references. I sent it like the exact platform I'm using, DaVinci Resolve, my settings of the camera, all this stuff. And I mean, this is kind of it. I mean, again, it's still not perfect. I can still tweak a bit more, but the fact that I can now just think of an idea, prompt it well enough, and before I say all of this, like, there's been a lot of going back and forth with all of these things I've been creating. It doesn't just do it straight off the bat, but after a few different prompts, you know, you've got to wait for it to cook. But once it starts cooking, Claude is chefing. Another example is I saw a video that Arsenal posted that they shot on 250D Kodak film, and it has these cool kind of borders, you know, the stuff that just looks really, really cool. And I was like, I really like that. I mean, I'm not going to shoot on film, but I really like that. So I took a few screenshots of the video, sent them in as references, and as I said, it took a few times. You know, you can see this is a long conversation. We're going back and forth, going through everything. It was getting close and it wasn't quite doing it properly. Some things weren't working, some dials. Eventually got there to a point to where we have this. And again, this is pretty much all I was looking for. And that to me is just wild. There used to be this massive gap between what I can imagine and what I could actually build. You know, some ideas just stayed ideas because I could never make them into realities. And doing this, I wouldn't class myself as a designer or a motion graphics guy or anything like that. I'm just creative, making videos, and I know what I want, and I just work. I wanted to get that vision from my head into my edit, and now I kind of can, and that's the beauty of it. Those are 3 ways that I haven't seen anyone else talking about on how to use Claude, and they've been significantly helping my workflow. But just before we do get out of here, 2 really quick things that I want you to take away from this video. 1, use AI how it helps you. You know, how it helps me might not be the best way for you, and that's fine. Find how it helps you. 2, don't stop exploring. The only way I figured out you could do these things is because I was just trying. There's a few other things that I've tried and it doesn't really work well, so I just don't do them. But with AI being so good now and kind of being inevitable, I'm going to keep trying to see how I can how I can aid my workflow, how it can help me so that I can continue to do the things that I want to be doing. You know, that's kind of what's making me happy. You know, I'm spending less time doing the tasks that I don't enjoy and more time doing the tasks I do enjoy. That's a win for me. But yeah, definitely don't stop exploring and trying new things, because by the time you've watched this video, I probably found another 5 ways how I can use Claude to do something else that's going to help my life. So yeah, give yourself more energy, more time, and more focus on the things that you actually enjoy. So if you've got a lesson, laugh, or a light bulb moment from this video, I'd really appreciate it if you drop a like down below. And if you're feeling nice enough, you could hit the subscribe button, but I'll leave the option up to you. I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.